Dicks in my ass, dicks in my ass,
Beans.
dicks in my ass all day in my ass.
Oh, I forgot to change the
Dicks in my ass, dicks
whoops.
in my ass,
Beans.
dicks in my ass all
No, I'm
day
hearing you
in
say
my
dicks in
ass.
my ass all day. I forgot to change
Dicks
the
in my ass, my ass, dicks
whoops.
in my ass,
Beans.
dicks in my ass all
No, I'm hearing
day
you
in
say
my
dicks in
ass.
my ass all day. I forgot to change
Dicks
the
in my ass, dicks in my ass, dick.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna mute
Enjoy
now.
dicks in your ass.
I will. You too. Good night.
Good night.
I'm gonna watch the Stormblood intro again because I haven't done it. But so I'm gonna
Let's
mute.
go.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Toasty. Alright, how do I play it? Can you just click it? I think. Liz. Please, whatever. that was it. I'm surprised they didn't show anything of the steppy. But I wanted to see that again too, because the fight that you and Elise have, or Liz, whatever. Because that cutscene just cuts. Like you're about starting to fight, and that's, I guess, the fight, but I wanted to see that again. And I feel like they made Alamigo, at least that zone, look a lot cooler in the trailer than it was, which makes sense, I guess, but it's also like, oh. But yeah, it was cool to see that again. And now I gotta get through this to get to the Shadowbringers one that I want to watch. But do have a ways to go. Oh, I'm still in a party. Toasty. We'll disband. Arnwald's Adventure.
Come to see how we're getting on? We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future.
Politics.
But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. But don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me?
Don't remember when he was introduced. He kind of just showed up in my head.
I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurers before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Alamigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Twist my arm, why don't you? That's what we do, I suppose. Twist my arm. Fucking face. Right then, let's go and find Master whatever. Should leave that to me. Once you fresh for our little adventure, wait for us by the Aetherite and be along shortly. See you there. Are we still in the... we are. Fellowship notification. Already did that. Why do I have a notification? Oh, did I? Oh, wait, I didn't even put her on a, what do you call it? It's your blue quest. It's fine. didn't put her on a venture. No, whoops. Greetings, Cheese. It would seem that we are to accompany are involved in some manner of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Allow me to explain. It'll be something of a history lesson, but I'll try to be brief. No snoring, if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Alamigo was still a monarchy, and Theodoric sat the throne. The uniquely brutal despot, whatever, by all accounts. That he was, the King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, and his dispute with the monks of the Fist ended with Rhalgar's Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown, so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor sods he put to death became the property of the king, and it said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. Assume you have a mind to unearth this hidden bounty. You assume correctly. And I would also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known. Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course, we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Alamigo's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scoring every room from dawn till dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away as quickly as it had come, and the legend of the Mad King's Trove remained simply that, a legend. But see, I have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine the three of us delving into a decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart to racing. Box. You'll learn the emote box. Also wanted to see. Okay, just double checking that. Box. Oh, is this the one? Toasty? This is the one he fucking uses all the time, I think. Although I think his says Spar. I don't know. It just goes infinitely too. Oh, whoops. Ooh, an item. Fending, slaying, aiming, healing, casting. Item level 370? I guess it's slaying, right? Fending is tank, maybe? Slaying, aiming, healing. The news of Dome and Alamigo's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the empire. Here, the imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Garleans must surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Arnwald, have we any clues as to where we might begin our search? Excuse me. Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't like to get us anywhere, so we'll probably need to ask around. That'd be another way of saying no. Well, yes. See, in that case, I shall pay a visit to the Allied archivist and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncovered the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and officials in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you'll be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more. Anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful, so be sure to listen well. Arnwald, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks while Cheese makes the rounds in the Alamegan quarter. And there I was thinking, I was the party leader. Not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it. We can meet afterwards in Gilbard's Gate. So we're going down all the way out here. There's no closer. I thought there was one. Also, I didn't fully discover this place. Damn, this place is pretty neat. What the hell is that? Dark clay beast. Come on, there we go. Okay, that should be fine. Oh, I didn't go north. Maybe we should have hit that place first. I guess I can do all the south areas and fast travel. We can get the north areas after, maybe. Oh, here's one. In the palace? No, not me, lass. Surely you've heard stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions upon the divine audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of conspiring against the crown was flung from the top of those steps. Suffice to say that I stayed as far away from the palace as possible. Someone over here. Mature maid. Big maid. Want to hear an old maid stories, do you? Aye. Well, most of what I know, the Mad King is common knowledge. We'd only see his royal majesty when he deigned to attend the executions he ordered. And after a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow, and when set foot outside the palace walls, I was offered work there as a royal servant once, but the mere thought of it left me in a cold sweat. Nobody wants to work with them. Thinking about that triple triad match. I served at the pleasure of King Theodoric, or whatever, and lived to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, and what I'd sooner forget. Hardly a night went by when we didn't hear blood-curdling screams echoing from the inner chambers, which of course we were under orders to ignore. So we'd stand still as statues, trying not to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. Sigh. Your hell's bent on finding what happened in the palace. Head down the street here and ask old Arnold. He was the king's head scribe. I don't know who this Theodoric person is. I wonder if he's dead. Yes, I am Arnold. What do you want with me? You'd have me dredge up some decidedly unsavory memories. Yet if Alamigo is to move forward, we must needs acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well, I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know of Theodoric's paranoia, the public executions of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days the king's fevered mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court thaumaturge, whatever, to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. The resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others, Theodoric's blood, were prone to share his madness, then mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended with him. No music in this place? Oh, there we go. Who am I looking for? Oh, Arenwald or whatever. Oh, an alpha male's here. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we've learned? Well, I do begin then. As promised, I scoured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures. Found precisely none. It's just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the trove's discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I find it rather unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist, or that the Imperials somehow overlooked it. What of you, Cheese? Were your investigations any more fruitful? Probably that dark pit turned into monsters. And what could he mean by this darkness beneath the palace, I wonder? I met an old man in Alighieri who spoke of the palace's subterranean prison, but he said not of cursed abominations. The Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. Could this scribe fellow have been spinning her a yarn, do you think? Did you believe him, Cheese? His fear seemed genuine. If he was afraid, that does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Don't be so hasty. Arnold's anecdote may very well have told us where the trove is hidden, but ere I share my theory, there is a matter I would clarify. Arnwald, you spoke of light-hearted adventure, but I sense a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Alamigan mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was an emerging third eye, like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans. My mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage, and took up a knife, wore paint strips to cover the scar. Damn. In the end, she turned me out into the street, and I was left to haunt the alleyways of Alamigo, a feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. The best I can say about the years that followed is that I survived, but I hated the animal I'd become. Eventually, I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and that road led me into the company of the Scions. Tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for a measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Thank you, Arnwold, and I apologize. It cannot have been pleasant to recall, but I felt it best to be clear in our intentions. Well, Chiefs, are you content to surrender the treasure to Arnwald's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventure as a reward? I feel like he's going to betray us. Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's Trove, if you are minded to hear it. Defending, aiming, casting, healing. I'm guessing I'm supposed to get the slaying one. I hope. Oh, it's like jewelry. That's cool. Is it all like, that almost looks like Christmas. Whoops. And a ring. $370. Wow. I should do this actually. Put that there. Put the necklace. I guess I can just equip it like that. And then which ring? 370. So I'll replace it with this one. I could take these out. Cool. And then glamour plate. And I want that one. Okay. Cast glamour on these. The Mad King's Trove. Makes me happy. It would be better if we first adjourn to a more suitable location. In case rival treasure hunter overhears our plans, you mean? Good thinking. That was not exactly the reason, but 'tis certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene on the southern edge of Loch Seld. Oh, we're not going too far. Do I want to get that stuff? Kind of. Screw it. I think this might be a dungeon, so I can just queue it up. Forgive me, it's not my intention to draw out proceedings. I simply wish to have the lock in sight while I explain things. Prior to the great flood of the sixth umbral calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines, and this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the fifth astral era. From what we know of the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war. Yet its ruins remain to this day at the bottom of Loch Seld. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace mentioned by The Ordix, whatever former scribe, was not a reference to the prison, but to a place still further below, the ruins of Scala. Further surmised that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of a desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. The Ordic wanted to keep the ruins secure. What you're saying, they were meant to guard the Mad King's trove? Precisely, and since we know the court, whatever was involved, we can safely assume that any entrance into the old city will have been magically concealed, which would explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers, and the gods know how many Alamegans, never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not enjoy. Cheese, which would be so good as to swim down to the bottom of the lock and search for an underwater route into the ruins. While you do that, Arnwald and I will seek out an ensorcelled portal within the palace. I'm diving. I'm guessing I should dive there. You discover a passage that appears to lead under the palace foundations. Press on and find out where it goes. I wonder if I can get this right here then. Cool. Stone door. I think I went in here actually by accident. Come to a worn stone door, standing temptingly ajar. It would appear you have found an entrance into the subterranean ruins. She's it's alpha male. We have searched the prison beneath the palace, found a door concealed by enchantments. Have you aught to report? And you believe it leads into the ruins? Excellent. Then I propose we proceed from our respective entry points and look to meet somewhere in the middle. Oh, come on, you two, we might as well make it a race. Victory goes to the first adventurer to find the treasure. Godspeed. The drowned city of Scala. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Okay, thank God I have it. Average item level over 300. Oh man, 9 minutes to... No, Dad's yelling. I should have enough time to do this, and then I might go to the casino, Gold Saucer or whatever. See when I can check my numbers too. I wonder if I can get this zone by going above. I really don't want to go through the mountain. Please, please. Cool. And like one more area. I guess it's like more like 2. Now one more. Perfect. Okay. Actually, achievements. Where do you find that? Exploration? Oh, it's the sightseeing. Travania, Urbania. I haven't done Yanksha yet. I'll do in the mind. Must have forgot to do this place. No, just a little bit down there. Might be like 2 or 3. Sounds. I hope I don't have to get that little thing to the south. Oh, I guess I can do. Put these away too. Guess I need to hit one of these. Kind of like that necklace. And bracelets. One more. And the ring. Okay, now I think I've done all the ones. The Nosa, Black Shroud. This is all base game stuff. Travania. Okay, Albania. Authard, and I guess this is gonna be Shadowbringers. Okay, that's fine. Well, of course. That's okay. I don't. They're watching it. Why is there so much? Oh, maybe loaded in late, I guess. Tank is Winona. feel like my game audio, like, I must just not notice it when I play with Toasty, but I feel like now the game is really low. What do you call it? It's really loud. Music really loud. Everything else slow. Where's the tank again? Oh, no. Okay, now he's getting some bigger holes. Oh, is that like a... It's a seahorse? Kelpie? I'm gonna give him my eye. Oh my god. I think I'm blind. I gotta... Oh! Oh! He's kind of cool, boss. Liked him. Oh, two of them. I want to save my jump. That's all the AoE for these guys. One of the treasure. I'll do my AoE stuff, but I guess I'm killing this one kind of fast. Take my eye. No, wasted that. It's okay. Oh. Interesting. Oh, I see. Okay, you're supposed to do a little bit. Guy seems really random on who he attacks. Whoops. That one's pretty cool. I like that one. I wonder how many of these people just pass because they don't care about the items. Oh, I guess we're supposed to do that. Fuck. It's pretty funny. Again. Is this like on a time? Oh, it is. Roll the 3 on that. Oh, I come to you now. It's the family. Cool. Hopefully they don't start the fight without me. Nope. Oh, they're watching it too. Neat. Okay, tank. Oh, I did that early. Fuck. Use it again. Oh, I see. You want to back away. I thought it was going to be a push. Oh, Go away. Took my mouse cursor off thing for like a second. Oh, get away from me. I have a thing, I'm an idiot. Shit. You kind of fucked the tank. Oh, it's fine. Oh. Go away, go away. I don't think I'm gonna get a... Actually, no, I would have got another Eye of the Dragon off. It's okay. No, I'm not, but whatever. Kill him, kill him. There we go. I like that one a lot. That was fun. Oh, sad face. Nice people. I'll give it to the... I was gonna give it to the healer, but give it to the tank. That's all I could do. No.
Bugger it. Are you all right? Aye. Everything's still attached.
Ah, it seems both our paths led here. Very good.
I won the race.
We spent altogether too much time fleeing fiends horrid and numerous. How fared you? Much the same, then. 'Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Rich.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
Oh, cool. Sends me back here. Well, everything I got is not for me. Oh. Kind of like that. for ninja. I'm gonna save that, I think. Wonder if you can dye it. You can. Ehrenwald and I forged ahead at the fastest pace we could manage, but I was not surprised to find you waiting for us. Suppose it serves us right for challenging the warrior light. Next time, we should agree on some manner of handicap. Aye, we may have lost Alpha Male, but think of what we found. Quite, I'm still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. What, like how you reeled at the sight of that floating specter, you mean? You should have seen him scream cheese. Must we dwell on such momentary lapses? We found the Mad King's trove, and that is all that matters. Ehrenwald still grinning at Alpha Male's discomfort. All jesting aside, we must tell people the good news, and I think Liz should be the first. Okay. Second, there is to be a meeting of representatives from across Alamigo, so she is sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? Should I use my green? .7 minutes. Forgot I can fly now. Oh, and a lookout. Can I land on here? Maybe if I come up here. The Alamigan Quarter Number 2, a residential area situated to the south of Alamigo. Under Garlean rule, it was assigned for the use of the those lowliest subjects of the Empire not accorded citizenship. During that time, it was also known as the Peregrine Quarter. Peregrine, maybe? A reference to the derogatory name by which the imperial occupiers called Alamigan natives. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Sorry. Oh, you three look pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked these, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like the answer. You're joking. The Mad King's trove thought it was a myth. So did plenty of people, but they didn't have cheese and alpha male in their party. The credit for finding it should really go to them. As for what to do with it all, I voted that it go towards alleviating the suffering of Alamigo's poor. Gods, if there's as much as you say. Ehrenwald did not exaggerate, I assure you. We cannot hope to carry even a fraction of it on our own. I've taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you will assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, they should be able to follow the route the route to where the treasure lies. Understood. I'll make sure every coin is accounted for, and that goes for the spending of it as well. Thank you. Oh, there's one other thing. When the time comes to drop a plan for distributing the spoils, I would ask that you consult Alpha Male. I don't have a head for details. I'm not educated. I see that simply handing out sacks of gil won't solve everything, but I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you could give us, Alpha Male. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. Commander, we've got a problem. Deep breaths, tell me what's happened. A mob's gathered outside headquarters and they've started making demands. You best come and see for yourself.
Step back, all of you!
The soothe.
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fedora.
It's true then! The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down! Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well.
Hang on. I feel like I'm hearing a noise. It's only coming through my earphones. It's weird.
That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance, but we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth.
Ramadan comes saving the day.
Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
He should lead.
I know you're right, I do, but I can't.
Why couldn't you do that, huh? My thanks, Ramadan. Listening to their anger, I could feel myself being swept away. It is a difficult tide to stem. It was that same rage which brought us to our feet and carried us to victory, but now the war is over. All the unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. Aye, and it's not just here. We've reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Garleans. It starts with insults most often, then someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out the graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace. Maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just aren't ready. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna try. The representatives will be here soon, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna give up before I've even begun. Who are these representatives, exactly? Oh, village elders, refugee leaders, and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate the nation's future on our own, so we planned a summit of sorts. We've even invited the Anata and the Quikern, or whatever, Quikern, the snake bitches, to participate. Alamigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of Fordola's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt proceedings. Then let's execute her and be done with it. She herself has to be put to death. Nago, I already explained why we wouldn't do that. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? She would round up everyone who collaborated and everyone who didn't resist. There would be no one left, and we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. Can't pronounce that dude's name. Theodoric. Begging your pardon, but might I be allowed to speak with Fordola? Only I caught a glimpse of her past. A moment of it anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, unforgivable things, but in some ways, she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born. That's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I'll return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Fordola her powers. Be fairly warned, friends. She will test you. Don't let her emotions color your judgment when she does. I was gonna say, I wonder if she still has powers. I know that we beat her. Do they have to keep that stick near her, like at all times? You've the commander's permission to enter then?
So many visitors. Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless. There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it. I killed your men. I killed my men. And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it. You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Now, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away.
I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Oh, little Fordola.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right.
Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Uh-oh. Oh, maybe they're gonna kill him.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them. Fadola! Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of army.
We're
Damn.
citizens. We have rights.
I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
I feel like they would jump on that chance to kill them.
Fadola, please. You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods. What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By by telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time.
And then you killed all three of them.
It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
That was a long ass episode. I want to know if it's 6 or 7 when I can check my numbers. Because if it's 6, I'll play till 6. If it's 7, I might just stop at 6.
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay!
No, her flashbacks, no. Oh, she saw ours now. That was pretty cool.
You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
You know why I saw? For those that I have lost, for those I can yet save. Because I choose to. I like the for those I have lost, for those that I can yet save. I think I said that earlier in another quest.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
measure of our reach. Orchestration roll. Echoes of an echo. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fordola something to think about at least. I found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, Cheese, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fordola kept wincing though, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. It's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who was born with the echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it? Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring that research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they might have some answers for us. General Alden's... They're overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? Damn, I think I got like to 40 minutes. So I was just standing there, letting that time run low. Okay, I cleared that one. I think I cleared everything in this area. Or in the Stormblood expansion, I mean. Damn, showing up here in your car. General Alden is inside. Will you be joining him? Ooh. This place is neat. What news? You spoke with Fordola, I take it. Yes, as expected, she didn't say very much. But it wasn't a total waste of time. Ironbald noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the echo normally works. Have you found anything here which might explain why it's so different for her? We've been hard pressed just to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome a science expert assistance if you had the time, if you had time to lend a hand. Okay. There's one thing. The device in which Cryle was held seems even more ominous. Now you know its purpose. The surrounding pods are marked supply subject, while this one bears the label master subject. The Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices. They've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? All the pods are designed to drain the aether of the occupant, save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. Is this one going to be up here, maybe? Nope. Oh, this isn't even in the range. Alpha male. Oh, the investigator. So many bodies, every one of them a victim of these experiments. Jesus. If you show any signs of external injury, from what we've been able to determine, they perish from forcible aether extraction, such a miserable way to die. Okay, well, that's about it. I know little and less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Geez, shall we start with you? Taken in combination with the testimonies of Cryo and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting here. The enhancement procedure entailed choosing a single candidate with aether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Kryl, the patterns of her etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Kryl's echo. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryl is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity into Fordola. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door, night and day. She can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. But you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Ysael, who was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Race Belger's past, Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. The results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald. There will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these god-forsaken procedures. Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish, not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. Sigh. I go looking for answers about the echo and end up getting scolded by Ramadan. Yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. General Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Liz. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I also know that I can't. I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority and how much I still have to learn. Wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going to the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to stay? It is a quandary which countless refugees now face. To continue the life they built in Ul'dah, or start again in the land of their birth. Cheese, a moment. I am newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to our other business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana. Depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those. Alpha male, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, Cheese. Oh, I gotta talk to you too before I start this. How much does that go for? 500. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnvold? I am at your beck and call. And I should be getting back to my own task. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins and start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, Cheese. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. I forgot that was her name. Nanamo. And back to Ulda. I don't think I've been here in a very long time. Do they have a thing here? Doesn't look like it. Bartholomew. You're expected, my lady. Please proceed. We're not going to drink anything this time.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy.
Did her voice change again? Or maybe the first time,
liberation
second
of
time.
Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Ulda home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Ulda or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
Adventure.
Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Outside the quicksand. Should have finished, yeah. I forget what this place's market is called. Sapphire Exchange? Looks like. Yep. Gave me my stimmy. Okay, what did you get? Topaz choker. It's pretty cool how it's like brown. I don't think they're brown like that usually. Oh, I meant to reassign you. You know what, you can go on a long one. Oh, wonder if I probably could have gave her stuff to wear too. Okay. Quicksand. Oh, right there. Adventurers Guild. What do you think of Lilira, the merchant's daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany me. For this particular outing, I needed an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea in order to make use of your worldly experience. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the gate of Nald. Take a break from the grind with Moggs and Mead. And DJ's Blinkies, Remy the Witch, and Alpha Blue. Chris, Coral, Gob, what? Whatever. Oh, Goblet, Crystal, Coral, Goblet, whatever. Ward 14, Plot 13. 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. PST. And they start like right now, I think. Okay, Stone's Throw. It'd be quicker just to go out here, I think. Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor, at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is, and unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. You have done your best, Your Grace. Yet my best has not been good enough. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. Gonna go ahead and teleport. Waggy Butcher. So this will maybe be the last quest, depending on how many more places she wants to go to. It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rockslide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Ramadan once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth. He assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monetarists, could it only have brought their hirelings to justice. True villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price for my naivety. But I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monetarist damnable games. Damnable. Sai, forgive me my outbursts. You are one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. Oh, that was fast. Where's Ul'dah? Hit the wrong thing. Okay, Coliseum is here. Gladiators Guild. Oh, is this the Coliseum? From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign, sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that ignominious chapter in my life, where it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Ramadan. Sorry about that noise. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Ramadan to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Ramadan had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did, and when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess, I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Ramadan is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. Oh, flashback.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
What the fuck?
You're the one who needs looking after, Master Shum. Raban!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
Words cannot express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Sean's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Ramadan, with the authority of a syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. He was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me. What do I want? River bean tea, pudding. I'll take the tea, I guess. A Sultana's duty. Should I just get it or should I come back? I guess I'll... Oh, you know what? I just accept it. Maybe I'll do one more. We must make haste. My absence will go unnoticed. Will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sorn for long. And there are other places I would visit. To the Arzenith, whatever. I don't know what the hell that is. Is this even still? It is, okay. When the calamity threatened, Ramadan led the alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartanu, whatever, and I remained here. Prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. I don't know where I got the other from. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Cheese. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan's school in Rauger's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not seek advice of one who employs refugees? Might you ask a member of the syndicate for advice? Let's do that one. I don't know if I trust the syndicate, I only know Ramadan. A wise suggestion. We have a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Manderville? Wait, it's that guy? Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. That guy runs the Gold Saucer? How do I get there again? Fuck, I actually gotta go to the... Damn it. Got turned around. How do I... Okay. Oh, I can just go to the... Thank God. I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. Okay, I can just go ahead and go there. My way. And at 6 o'clock, I can check all this. Is it time? Are people checking? I'm assuming it's now, unless these people are waiting a whole fucking hour. Saturday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Winning number draw is right. It's 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh my god. One, two, three, three. Nobody fucking won that. Unbelievable. I have almost the same combination on my luggage. God, dude. Oops. Oh, come on. 1, 3, 4, 3. Unbelievable. I'm gonna leave one of these open for Toasty. I think I bought 2. I'll have to ask how many people bought 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't believe that shit. One, two, three, three. Oh, what's the game? Air Force One. I feel like it's always Air Force One. Come on, 3, 2, 1. 9, 7, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Nope. One, 2, 9. Alright, 987. Was okay. Alright, I have my main quest here. It's funny. I'd heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. No, I couldn't possibly. Did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us to come. Let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. Where's the thing? I'll just run to it. Oh, this? Wait. Is he above me? Oh, okay. I believe this is where we were to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When my son's good friend and the Sotona herself come calling, there is no more important engagement. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I am sure, that many Alamigos, displaced sons and daughters, long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might be best distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to you is stop. Taxing Ul'dah's wealth to save Alamegan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most empathetically, I agree with your grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Ul'dah in this arrangement? Profit? After all you have done for Gir Albanians displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, your grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Ul'dah's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread a goodwill. Indeed, then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Ul'dah. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. I'm actually going to leave a note, or going to leave a message for Toasty, saying that shit was 1233. Where are the winning numbers now? No, this is to accept. Alright, I think I'm done with Final Fantasy for today. I'm playing New Vegas a bit before I hop on the chat. So, yeah, this will be where the Final Fantasy part cuts out. It goes on YouTube. Just watching on that. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Toasty, I love you. And I'll be back, actually. I guess I can just quit, too. Let me do that. This is the first time in a long time where I'm playing more than one game after a stream. So, let's do that. And actually, I'll wait before I exit game, just so there's this song playing. But I will be back.